Welcome to War India News Hour. SMS messages stealing billions of riyals from citizens of Iran. In the midst of major cyber attacks targeting the general population of Iran, Checkpoint Research sees ongoing malicious campaigns using social engineered SMS messages to infect tens of thousands of devices of Iran's citizens. The SMS messages designed to impersonate the Iranian government lure victims into downloading malicious Android applications that steal credit card credentials, personal SMS messages, and two-factor authentication codes. The threat actors then proceed to make unauthorized money withdrawals and turn each infected device into a bot, spreading the malware to others. Checkpoint Research attributes attacks to threat actors likely in Iran who are financially motivated. The threat actors involved leverage a technique known as smishing botnets, where compromised devices are used as bots to spread similar phishing SMS messages to other potential victims. The threat actors use multiple Telegram channels to promote and sell their tools. For $50 to $150, the threat actors provide a full Android campaign kit, including the malicious application and underlying infrastructure, with a control panel that can be easily managed by any unskilled attacker via a simple Telegram bot interface. The report further states that in the midst of major cyber attacks targeting the general population of Iran, including cyber attacks on the railways, gas stations, and more, Checkpoint Research attributes these latest cyber attacks to threat actors who are motivated purely by financial gain. Checkpoint Research estimates that the threat actors behind these attacks compromised and installed malware on tens of thousands of Android devices, resulting in the theft of billions of Iranian riyals from victims, with estimates of $1,000 to $2,000 per victim. Furthermore, the investigation reveals that the data stolen from victims' devices is freely accessible to third parties online, as it has not been protected. The Android backdoor capability includes SMS stealing, which is immediately after the installation of the fake app, all the victims' SMS messages are uploaded to the attacker's servers. Next is hiding to maintain persistence. That is, after the credit card information is sent to the threat actor, the application can hide its icon, making it challenging for the victim to control or uninstall the app. Third is bypass 2FA. That is, having access to both the credit card details and SMS on the victim's device, the attackers can proceed with unauthorized withdrawals from the victim's bank accounts, hijacking the two-phase authentication, that is one-time password. Next is botnet capabilities. That is, the malware allows the attackers to execute additional commands on the victim's device, such as stealing contacts and sending SMS messages. The last is vulnerability. That is, the app can send SMS messages to a list of potential victims using a custom message and a list of phone numbers, both retrieved from the CNC server. This allows the actors to distribute phishing messages from the phone numbers of typical users instead of from a centralized place, and not be limited to a small set of phone numbers that could be easily blocked. This means that technically there are no malicious numbers that can be blocked by the telecommunication companies or traced back to the attacker. Let's look into today's headlines in War India. Regular international flights not to resume from December 15th. India has delayed the continuation of international flights in view of the emerging threat from the new coronavirus variant Omicron. The central government is currently monitoring the global coronavirus disease situation, especially in the wake of the emergence of the new Omicron variant, which is said to be highly contagious and capable of undergoing rapid mutations. A senior government official confirmed that as of now, the effective date of resumption was being kept in abeyance and a new date would be notified in due course. Shareholders vote for Microsoft to publish sexual harassment report. Microsoft Corp's shareholders voted on Tuesday to force the company to clearly address sexual harassment claims via independent investigations and public reporting. Under the proposal, Microsoft would have to prepare and release a report assessing the effectiveness of the company's workplace sexual harassment policies, including the results of any comprehensive independent audit, analysis of policies and practices, and commitment to create a safe, inclusive work environment. The proposal was brought by Arjuna Capital, an investment firm known for its environmental, social, and governance activism. India's GDP is expected to grow more than 9.5% in FY22. According to SBI research report EcoWrap, the country's gross domestic product is likely to grow more than 9.5% in fiscal 2021 to 2022. It also projected inflation-adjusted gross domestic product or real growth to be nearly 10%. Sector-wise data shows that trade, hotels, transport, communication and services related to broadcasting were still the most affected sectors of the economy, which need to recover real losses of rupees 2.6 lakh crores. Overall, the economy is still operating at 95.6% of the pre-pandemic and should take one more quarter to recoup the losses. Amazon's cloud unit launches new chips to take over Intel Nvidia. Amazon.com Inc.'s cloud computing unit introduced two new custom computing chips aimed at helping its customers beat the cost of using chips from Intel Corp and Nvidia Corp. The company released the third generation of its Graviton chip that is designed to compete with central processors from Intel and advanced micro devices. The Graviton 3 is 25% faster than its predecessor. The Vice President of Elastic Compute Cloud at Amazon, Dave Brown, said that AWS wants to keep the computing market competitive by offering an additional chip choice. Walmart to partner with Madhya Pradesh government to support MSMEs. Walmart and its subsidiary Flipkart announced that they will sign a MOU with the Madhya Pradesh government to create an ecosystem of capacity building for MSMEs in the state. Under this initiative, the two companies will together team up with the state government to digitize small businesses and also help them sell their products in the global market through online channels. The initiative comes under Walmart Vriddhi Supplier Development Program. Walmart Vriddhi aims to train 50,000 Indian MSMEs with the business skill necessary to succeed as suppliers to Walmart, sellers on Flipkart and other domestic and global marketplace platforms. That's all for now. Please like, share, comment and subscribe to War India News Magazine. You can download the War India app from Google Play Store and Apple App Store for the latest news and updates. Stay tuned. Thank you.